Well, welcome everyone. If you have your strap, if you have one like mine, you'll want to have it looped around you because eventually we're going to be using it. And if you don't have one like mine, then just have your strap nearby. We're going to come onto our backs and begin to windshield wipe the legs from side to side. And you can even move your head from side to side, just as we begin to loosen up the body, help us arrive into the present moment. And just go back and forth, back and forth. And eventually you'll come to center. Draw the soles of the feet together as we come into supine butterfly pose. And you can relax your arms along the sides of the body. If you want to stretch the arms up above your head, you can do that. Or maybe you take your hands to your heart, or one hand to heart, one hand to belly. And just allow your eyes to close, relax, breathe, and just letting your spine dissolve into your mat. As we take this moment to begin again and lighten our load and create softness and balance in our bodies. Quieting the mind, slowing down the thoughts. And if the mind is busy, then I encourage you to just get all those thoughts out of your system. Go ahead and think about those thoughts, process them, and then eventually put them aside. Use your breath to help quiet the mind. As if your breath was like a gentle breeze, and your thoughts were like clouds in the sky, and your breath is just gently blowing them away. Just a couple more breaths here, and if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, then please do so at this time. Good, and then on your next inhale, go ahead and close your legs, bring your knees into your chest, rock a little from side to side. And then go ahead and place your feet down, roll onto the right side as you come to fetal pose on the right. And what we'll be doing here is opening and closing the legs. It'll look like a clamshell opening or like a butterfly legs opening, and then we close. Okay, so the feet stay glued together. You can relax your hands and your arms in any way that feels nice. And then inhale, go ahead and lift the left knee away from the right. And then exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. And just go ahead at your own pace. Pause if you need to, if it starts getting a little too intense and you need to back off a little bit. So I'm sharing today, I did a practice this week and it really felt good in my body, and I'm taking parts of it and sharing with you today. So we're going to be on our backs and bellies for a little bit. So just get comfortable on the ground. And And then the next time your leg comes down, go ahead and roll back onto your back, and then take the left ankle over the right leg as we come into supine pigeon. And you might stay here. You might lift the right foot off the floor and thread the left arm through the hole and hold on to your right shin. And then of course you can extend the leg out, the right leg out, and have the left leg crossed over the torso. So whichever pigeon you've selected for yourself, go ahead and rock a little from side to side. Just go back and forth a little bit. See what feels comfortable for you today. And you might start off in one way in pigeon, and you might want to go a little deeper, or you might want to back off. See what feels good to your body. Okay. Just a couple of breaths more. And then coming to center, we'll all place the right foot down, and we're going to move into half happy baby. So with the left hand, go ahead and hold on to your left foot or your shin. You could even use your strap here if you can't reach your foot. And then the right leg can either stay where it is, kickstand where it is. You can come into half butterfly, or you can extend the leg out. And then once again, begin to do a few rocks from side to side. And you'll notice all these hip opening poses that we're doing creates different stretches, asks of the hip, exploring different ranges of motion. But always be gentle with yourself. Don't push your body into a place that it's not quite ready to go. Okay. So let's come to center, and now we're going to stretch out the hamstrings. This is where you'll want your strap. Take your strap and place it right below the ball joint or the arch of the left foot, and you're going to extend the leg straight up. Now, as far as if you're working with a looped strap like mine, the more flexible you are, the higher the strap will go towards the armpits. So it might be by the armpits, it might be in the middle part of your back, but I do find most people are able to have it towards their armpit. Okay, and you can kickstand your foot once again for a little support, but you want to work with a nice straight leg here. Keep pressing up. And if you're working with the hands, holding onto the strap, just let there be a softness in your hands. You don't want to overstress the tendons in your hands. But keep pressing and pressing as we wake up the hamstring muscles this morning. And if your hand's free, your arms can relax, let the shoulders relax. And just see what's going on. Using your breath to support you, to guide you, and be mindful of the thoughts Are your thoughts drifting away? What does your state of mind say about your state of being? Okay, so from here, we're going to take the left leg over towards 9 o'clock. And you might not be able to get it all the way to 9 o'clock, and that's okay. You might need to keep it a little higher. Just make sure the right side of your body isn't peeling off the floor. And you continue to press the foot into your strap as we start to stretch not just the hamstring, but getting into the inner thigh muscle, your adductors. And the arms and hands can relax if they're free in any way that they like. Keeping the eyes closed to help quiet the mind. And keeping the face, the cheeks soft, the jaw soft. And giving yourself this opportunity to begin again as often as you need to do that. Okay, so moving along in the practice, go ahead and lift the left leg to center. Now we're going to stretch the IT band, take it over to about 1 o'clock for starters, and see how that feels. Okay, this is a very sensitive, delicate area, so if it feels a little stiff, that is very, very normal. And you could always start to take it a little more to 2 o'clock if you're not feeling anything. Eventually we're going to take it all the way to 3 o'clock. And for some people, that's where they need to go. And if you're finding that you need to start going towards 3 o'clock, then go ahead and do that. See what the right leg needs to do. It can still stay kickstand. Eventually you'll have to get it out of the way once we bring the leg all the way over. Keep pressing your foot into the strap as if you're trying to break free. These straps are very strong, so you won't break it. And now we'll take the leg all the way towards 3 o'clock. And this is going to actually also invite a twist into the body. And it may increase the IT band stretch or make it a little less. We'll all be different here. And then make sure the left side of your body isn't coming off the floor. You want to keep the shoulder down, the shoulder blade down, and then you can turn your head to the left to invite some twisting of the upper part of your spine. And the arms can do whatever they'd like if they're free. And so the right leg will most likely be relaxed on the floor. You can have a bend in the knee. You could bring your right foot towards the left buttock. And just breathe, of course, breathe. Most important part of a yoga practice is just breathing and being completely here for yourself. You're not here for anyone else. This is your time for yourself. And 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and lift your leg up to center. Now I want you to keep the left leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take the right leg to meet the left leg. Now we're going to keep the right leg still, and we're going to start to move the left leg up and down. So you lower the left leg down, and then you inhale, you lift it up, and exhale it down. So this is not just for the legs, but it becomes a little bit of a core pose. And if this is just too much for your lower back or for your core, then just bring the right foot down and then simply lift and lower the left leg. So it's up to you. You crank up the dial of the intensity of this, or you lower the intensity of this. Okay. And you go nice and slow and you maintain stability. You don't want the body shaking all over the place. Go nice and slow. And this is a nice way to also strengthen the hip joints. So we've been stretching the hip joints, but we also want to strengthen them. 3 more. 2. And 1. And then bring the knees into the chest, rock a little from side to side. And then you'll come back to butterfly pose, bring the soles of the feet together. See where the arms want to go. Relax and breathe, and we'll be repeating the sequence on the other side. So now you have a little template to work with, and you'll know where we're going, so no surprises. Five more breaths. We're not going to stay here as long as we did in the beginning. And then begin to close the right leg on top of the left leg. So we come to fetal pose on the opposite side. So we're going to do the opening and closing of the leg here. So your hands can just relax. I usually put them in prayer and close to my head. Feet stay together, and all that's going to lift up is the right knee away from the left leg, like a clamshell opening up. And then exhale, close this down. So in the fitness world, like at gyms and such, they do call this the clamshell. I actually learned this from some somatic training that I had in my yoga teacher training years ago. And it's a very therapeutic type of movement for the body. And so you move slow and move with ease, no jerky movements. Pause and rest if you need to. The more this you do, the more intensity begins to build up. Just a couple of more. And then the next time your leg comes down, go ahead and return back onto your back. The knees come into the chest, give a good squeeze. And then lower the left foot to the floor, cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh as we prepare for pigeon. And this might be your pigeon for today. Maybe you lift the left foot off the floor and then the right arm threads through the hole, grabbing a hold of the shin or underneath your hamstring, okay? And then of course you can extend the left leg and just have the right leg crossed over the torso. So whichever pigeon you've opted for this side, go ahead and rock from side to side. And I encourage you, if this is your tighter side, you might need to do a different variation. If this is more of your flexible side, then go ahead and take the most appropriate pose. Okay, you don't have to do exactly what you did on the other side. Okay. Good. And just see what's going on this side. Just being soft and gentle, but very curious. Just a couple of more breaths here. And this is always a lovely substitution to do if classic pigeon pose, when we do it and we bring our bellies down. If that doesn't work for your body, always know that you have the liberty of just coming onto your back. Whether you're doing another yoga video or taking a future public class, there's no right or wrong. It's what's right for your body. Okay. So we'll all bring the left foot to the floor, coming into half happy baby. So the right hand holds onto your foot or your shin, whatever works. You can use a strap to hold on to the foot. You draw the right hip down, and then the left leg can come into half butterfly, or it can extend. It'll have an effect on what you're doing with the right leg. Okay, and you can do your rocks from side to side as we're tapping into different muscles, as we place the bones differently, as we come into these different shapes. Okay. Couple of more breaths, and then we'll come back to stretching hamstrings. Okay. So coming to center, you'll get your strap and place it just beneath the big toe mound or right at the arch. See what works best for you. Adjust your strap. If you're working with one like mine, push it along your back where it needs to be, and then you press and straighten your leg. And there's always going to be a little bit of discomfort, no pain, okay, nothing pinching, nothing sharp, but lots of sensation is rather normal. And then you decide what to do with the left leg. If you need support, you always invite a little kickstand to the opposite leg, okay? And of course, if you stretch the left leg out, you're going to feel it a whole lot more. So you decide how much you want. And today might be a very different day, and you say, you know what, I need a little less today. Or today I need a little bit more, so I'm just gonna go for it. And you keep pressing your foot, because then the knee will start to soften a little bit, and you just press up. And if you happen to notice your leg is starting to shake a little bit, that means there's muscle fatigue. So I'll want you to back off, and then you can either kickstand your leg, bring it back to butterfly, but I recommend having the left foot down in that case. All right, so with that said, we'll just shift and move over towards 3 o'clock. So your right foot, your right leg is going towards there. It might not go all the way there, okay? But you do your best. You travel the best path you can to get there. Maybe you're at 2 o'clock, and that's okay. Okay. And then your arms can relax. If you're holding on to the strap with your hands, again, something soft. Softness in the hands. And if you're working with a strap that's already looped and buckled, you should be able to be hands-free. And if you're not, it means the strap just needs to be a little tighter. That's the beauty of these straps that have this buckle, like a seat belt. Or some of them have little rings. It encourages you to use that so you can be hands-free. Let's go ahead and begin to bring the leg up, and we'll stretch the IT band. Okay, so moving over towards the left, towards 11 o'clock. And remembering both sides might be different. So I know my right side is tighter than my left. And so being at this angle works, whereas on the other side I needed to come down more to feel something. And once again, pressing, pressing, pressing. And gently reminding you that you don't want a flexible IT band. It is supposed to be this tough, tight, thick of connective tissue. It's a strap of connective tissue, but sometimes it gets extremely tight from either doing too much sitting or doing other athletic activities such as running, bicycle riding. It can create some tightness. And good IT band health helps protect your knee as well, so it's all related. Okay, so taking the leg now all the way down towards 9 o'clock. You might feel it more, you might feel it less. Okay, and then you would turn your head to the right to invite some twisting to happen to the spine. Just make sure that the right side is not peeling off the floor. Okay, that affects the lumbar. It starts to compress the lumbar, so we don't want that. Okay. And just a couple of breaths here, and then we'll do our leg lifts, and then we'll move on in the practice. Five more breaths. 3, 2, and 1. And then a big breath lifts your leg up nice and slow. And we're going to keep the right leg up. You go ahead and release the strap. Left leg is going to rise up. And then we point the right toes and we start to lower the leg down, nice and slow. We don't want the heel to touch. And then inhale, lift the leg up. And exhale down. Let's go back and forth, back and forth. And you can bring the left foot down, kickstand the foot to give your body more support if this variation is just a little bit much. Or you start off with the first variation and then you decide, you know what, I need to back off a little bit. I don't want to give up on this. I kind of like this. And then you just bring some more ease to the movement. And that goes with anything I mentioned about the shaking before. Even if your abdominals start to shake, it just means that the muscles are getting fatigued and you want to back off, okay? Three more. 2, and 1. And then you'll bring your knees into your chest, rock a little from side to side. And then the feet will come down and we're going to roll back onto the right side. Only this time we're going to extend the legs And we're going to take the right hand to support our head. And bring the left hand in front of the chest. Now, if you're feeling a little unstable here, then just bring your legs slightly forward so you're in a 45-degree angle. All right. So now we're going to do some side leg lifting here. So inhale, lift the left leg away from the right leg. And then exhale, slowly lower it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. And you only lift your leg as high as it'll go. Now, is this yoga? No. Maybe you feel a little bit like Jane Fonda, but the shape that we're in with the hand resting on the head is a yoga pose. Once we hold the pose, it becomes a yoga pose. It's called Vishnu's couch. So another way to build strength in the hip joint. And then the next time your leg does come up, see if you can grab a hold of your foot, so we stretch the hamstring. You can use your strap here, or you can hold on to your shin, or even place your hand at your hamstring. Okay, but just another way of stretching. Okay. Just for 5 breaths here. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you release your foot, you release your strap. You're gonna roll onto your belly. And we've done this before. You're gonna place your, so you're gonna come down onto your belly. You're gonna place the left foot to the floor. So you start to stretch the left foot, stretch the left ankle. And then bring your head down to the mat or to your hands. And if this is not working for you today, then you can bend your knee and just come into half frog pose. Okay, and take the stretch out of the foot, out of the ankle, out of the adductors. Up to you. Always know that you have choices. Okay, always there's a choice. Only you know what's really going on in your bodies today. Right? And maybe what I'm offering might not be what you need. So just know you have that other option, half frog. Okay. So if the leg is extended, go ahead and start to bring it in. Bend the knee, and then we'll all bring the left leg to meet the right. And we're going to shift into either Sphinx, or you can take Cobra or Seal pose. When I did my practice, I went up into Seal. And so Seal pose is a yin pose with the arms extended and is a nice deep back bend. Otherwise, you can do Cobra, okay, with a bend in the elbows. Or of course, there's Sphinx pose, okay? So Cobra is going to ask more of your arms because the elbows are bent, all right? So when I practice, when I do my personal practice, it's always a blend of yin and yang poses. Sometimes I'll do an exclusive yang practice or a yin practice, but for the most part, it's a weave of those two disciplines. 5 more breaths. And 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower the body down. Bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs from side to side to loosen up the lower back. And then lower the legs down, and then we're going to roll onto the left side, coming into Vishnu's couch. Your left hand will cradle the left side of your head. The legs are stacked upon each other. So you're in this straight line, but if you're feeling a little wobbly, then just come to a slight angle. Just bring the feet and the legs slightly forward. Okay? So gently, with just very little pressure in the right hand, you lift the top leg up as high as it'll go, and then exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Inhale, lift up, exhale down. And the same idea here, we go slow, no bouncy movements, maintaining stability in the hip joint, the pelvis. Rest if you need to. Okay. Good. And then the next time your leg comes up, see what you can grab a hold of. Maybe it's just your shin. Okay, maybe the hand just holds onto the hamstring. You can use your strap. Hold on to the foot if you have the flexibility. All right. Hold and breathe. If you feel like you're going to topple over, bring yourself to center for 5. And straighten your leg as best as you can. Work with bent knee if you need to. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release your foot. We're going to slowly roll back onto our bellies as we bring the right sole of the foot down. You can do half frog if you prefer. Okay, so that we smush the foot down. So we try to get a stretch to the ankle to the foot. And your whole sole might not touch. This is my tighter side. Everything about my right side is tighter. So I can't get my foot completely to the floor. And so I bring my head down. Okay, as I pause here, or there's half frog. Maybe you start off with the leg extended, or maybe you're in a space that's tight and you just don't have the room to extend your leg. You can come into half frog pose. Okay, see what works for you. Just be where you are today. Not where your body was the last time you did yoga, but where it is today. Meet yourself where you are today. 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. And so we'll all bring the leg in. So if your leg is long, bend the knee. And then we'll all take the right leg to meet the left leg. And then you're going to take a second back bend. Maybe you do something different, maybe you do the same. Here, seal pose with the hands and arms externally rotated and the arms are straight. Okay, here's cobra. Hands are towards 12 o'clock, elbows are bent. You can certainly straighten them. That's gonna go deeper into the lumbar as well. But it's a very yang pose. Do we need a little yin or a little yang? And of course there's Sphinx, which is more on the yin side of things. But we're not going to hold as long as if we were taking a yin class. 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. And then lower the body down. Bend your knees. Windshield wipe your legs from side to side. If you need a child's pose, take a child's pose. And we are going to take our first down dog. So release the legs, bring the hands to your mat, press yourself up, come onto the knees, and then curl the toes under and take your first downward facing dog pose. And you can pedal, you can move. So where I'm going to take you next is for a little lizard pose. So coming into lizard, you have 2 ways of coming into this pose, or actually 3 ways. The most simplest way would be to bring the knees down and take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Okay. You can simply do it from down dog, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Okay, and then if you just want lots of momentum, you come into a dog split and take the right leg, lift it up, maybe open up the hips out, bend the knee, and step it up towards the right hand. Okay, so choose which way of entry, how you want to travel there. Go ahead, wave your spine. And then exhale, go ahead and lower the foot down. And the knee down. And you can stay right here. So what I did the other day was I just want to make sure you can see me. What I did was I took my right hand and I grabbed a hold of my right foot to get more into my quadricep. But it's not for everybody. And I actually went all the way down because I have some tightness in this area, so this is an area that I like to work with. Yeah. Okay. So you choose, we won't stay here too long, right? You can just perfectly stay upright, have down dog, arms and hands here. 5 more breaths. And 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead, release the leg if you're in this variation. We're going to come into cow face, and you have the option of doing half cow. Take the right foot towards the left side, towards 8 o'clock. Okay, so your legs are crisscrossed. You take a seat in between the heels. You can sit on a block for support. Otherwise, just take the left leg and have it extended out. Okay, so know you have options. Here it is with sitting on the block. That helps take some of it out of the hip joints and the knees if it's just too much sensation. Okay. And then where I went is I took a twist. So I took, as if I was like Lord in the Fish pose, my left hand to my knee, and then I took the right arm up and back. And you could even extend the left arm, have the palm open. And you can do this if you're doing the half cow as well. Half cow face. Okay. Sitting nice and tall. Okay. Good. And then inhale, come up to center. We're all going to take half cow face pose. And you might need your strap for this. This is really going to get into your IT band. And then exhale, fold forward. And if you can't reach your foot with your hands, you can use your strap, okay? Or just have your hands down. All right, I'm gonna go grab my strap. And nothing fancy with the strap. Just the old-fashioned way of just looping it and holding, using your hands to hold it in place. Okay. 3 more breaths. Good, 2. And 1. So we'll all release our foot. Bring the feet down, lift the buttocks. If you want to take a little vinyasa, you can. You can come to plank. This would be the first vinyasa, or just go straight to downward facing dog pose. Okay, take a child's pose if you need to. And we'll be repeating the sequence on the other side. Okay. So however you wish to travel to lizard pose, there's those 3 options. You can bring the knees down, bring the left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can come from down dog, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, or do a dog split. Open up, step it through, and then you'll be in lizard pose. And so whichever variation that you're in, go ahead and cat stretch here, and then exhale, lower the knee down. And you can stay right here. But otherwise, if you want to go right in the quadricep a little bit, you bend the right knee, left hand finds your foot, your back foot, and you can stay right here. This is also a twist, okay? Otherwise, add more fire and bring the arm down. All right. This is one pose I invite to all my, every time I do my home practice. I have tightness here, so it's something I need to work on. Okay. Oh, we won't hold it as long. 5 more. And 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to go back into cow face pose. So the left foot is going to go towards 4 o'clock. Crisscross the legs. Take a seat in between your heels or sit on your block. And here you are. You can extend the right leg out. Okay, if that's just too much of a pretzel pose for you. And we're going to twist now to the opposite side. So the left hand the right hand can come to the right knee. The left arm sweeps up and over. You can extend the right arm out, which can feel nice for the shoulder joint as you twist here. So it's like Lord of the Fish pose. Okay, good. And just sit tall, whichever variation that you've chosen for yourself. 3 more breaths. 2, and 1, and then you'll come to center. We'll all come to half cow face. And to get into the hamstring IT band, again, you can use your strap. Okay, nothing fancy. All right. Or walk your hands towards the foot. Don't let it be a struggle. If you're finding this happening, don't push it. Just have your hands on your shin. Use your strap. Have the hands down. Okay. And believe it or not, some of these, excuse me, some of these poses that feel really like that we're stuck, which tend to be the yin poses because we're stretching the fascia, the longer we spend in them, you'll start to feel the body open up and loosen a bit more. And it gets a little more, I'll say, comfortable. 3 more breaths. I usually hold this when I'm practicing about 30 breaths. And I do it because sometimes I hold poses longer because I'm tighter, so that's why I'll hold it. And this is a pose I'm a little tight in. Okay, go ahead and release, but you can hold them as long as you'd like. Undo the legs. You can take a plank, a little chaturanga, or just go straight to down dog. Okay. And away you go, downward facing dog pose. Good. 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and walk up towards your hands. Halfway. Exhale, fold, squeeze wrists out. Maybe take a little yoga mudra stretch here. Move a little from side to side. You can work with bent knees. If you'd rather have your hands down. Go from side to side. Otherwise, we'll all come to center. Release Yoga Mudra. Grab your beach ball. Rise up. Extend the arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. And just a few sun breaths here. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale down. Inhale. And you can add a little bounce to the knees. Sometimes I'll do that. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Good. Exhale. And one more time. Good. And exhale. Bring the hands to the heart center. We're going to come to standing ankle stretch pose. So that'll prep us for warrior three. So smush your right toes down so you start to stretch the front of the ankle. All right, and part of the top of the foot. All right. And this can feel very, very nice. And if balance is an issue, use your wall. Just extend your hand, or if you have some furniture, just place your hand there. Okay. Otherwise, if you're ready, start to take it to warrior three. You start to lift the foot, and maybe it only comes off the ground an inch or two. And you lift and lift and lift with stability. I like to think I'm pulling up an anchor out of water. So my anchor is not going back and forth. So I try to think of that stability for myself. And then where we're going next is we're going to drop the foot down. Hands are in prayer. We're going to go into prayer twist here, okay? So we're going to take the right elbow and hook it around the left leg. Draw the left hip bone back, your left hip joint back, and you're right here. You can bring your knee down. Good. 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Lift yourself up. And then go to downward facing dog or take a little vinyasa. Lower down, inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Or take child's pose or puppy pose. And then we're going to go to the other side. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll come up towards our hands halfway. Exhale, fold. Squeeze wrists out. Take a little yoga mudra stretch. If you'd like, move a little from side to side. Shaking the head yes and shaking it no. And then you'll release your arms, grabbing your beach ball, bend your knees, rise up through the midline, reach the arms up, and exhale. And another round of sun breath. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And last time, inhaling and exhale. Hands to the heart center. So we're running a little bit out of time. It's already 5 till. So please bear with me here. Okay, sorry about that. So coming to ankle stretch. So squish your toes down. Lift the heart. And here you are stretching the front ankle of the left foot. Okay, you can have your hands on a chair, or if you're near a wall. And just enjoy this beautiful stretch. Really getting some fascia of the ankle joint. You can stay here. If this is what's working for you, stay here. Otherwise, come into warrior three as you lift the foot an inch or two. Go nice and slow. And you don't have to use that imagery of the anchor being pulled up by a boat. See what works for you to help you think about maintaining stability. And the left hip bone stays down. You don't want it to pop open. Okay. And then we'll drop the foot. So we're in crescent lunge, but we're not going to stay here. We're going to twist over to the right side. So left elbow hooks to the outside of the right knee. Okay. You spin, you turn, you draw the right hip back to keep the hips squared here and keep everything happy in the pelvis. And we smile, of course. 3 more breaths. You can always bring the knee down. For 2. And 1. Big breath lifts you up. Nice and stable, nice and strong. Downward facing dog. This is the last down dog, last vinyasa if you're opting for vinyasa. And then you're going to go to child's pose. All right. Up into your back bend. And child's awaits you. All right. Whenever you're ready to go. For 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up slowly. We're going to come right down onto our backs to finish up with a few poses to help us settle in for Shavasana shortly. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock a little from side to side. And what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the modification. I'm going to show you the more challenging way of doing the pose. So you can do knee drop twists, knees into the chest, and you're just simply going back and forth here. And this is a nice massage for the belly, and this is a gentle way of working the abdominals. But if you're saying, you know what, I really want to work my abdominals, then what you're going to do is extend the legs up. This is what I traditionally do, and right before I go into my bridge or my shoulder stand, I always do this. My legs are extended, and I take my legs over to 3 o'clock. I inhale up, and then I go over towards the left, towards 9 o'clock. Inhale up, and then I go to the other side. And you can have your knees bent, saying, well, I want to try that. Then have less of a bend in your knees. And I like to keep my hands down when I do that for a little support. Revolving twist, so you're getting some twisting and some nice abdominal work. So doing the right side, the left side is 1 round. Okay. And this is going to make your Shavasana even more sweet. Only go as far down as you can. All right. Do 1 more round, and then when you're done, knees to chest to soothe the belly bonfire. And then you'll bring your feet down. Maybe do a little bridge pose with or without your block. You lift the buttocks up if you're working without the block. Maybe arms come into Yoga Mudra. And of course, you can do also supported shoulder stand. These are just options. You don't have to do any of them. Okay. We worked a lot with the legs today and the hips today, so it might just feel kind of nice to have them upside down. So when you're ready for Shavasana, that awaits you. Okay. Just take your time, listen to the wisdom of your body. You've learned a lot about your body today. You've worked with your body. And if Shavasana means coming into a seated posture, if you'd rather be in child's pose, then by all means, bring yourself there. Please continue to relax, enjoy your breath, enjoy this moment that you've cultivated for yourself today. Peace, calm, creating a stillness within and a quietness for the mind. Take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, moving your head and feet from side to side. And eventually the knees will come up into your chest, rocking from side to side and shaking anything else off you wish not to take with you once you leave your yoga mat today. Then you'll either roll forward or roll over to the side and come up and take easy sit pose. We'll We'll join our hands over the heart center, bowing down as we honor ourselves and each other, and honoring this ancient practice. And I wish you all peace and good things. Namaste.